Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today to introduce my hashtag team Project Pan 2021. So it's the introduction to my 2021 Project Pan. It's taken me a few weeks to really figure out the products that I want to include in this, so I'm excited to introduce them. If you're not familiar with what this Project Pan is, it was started a couple of years ago, 2019 I think, by myself and Hayley, and essentially what it is, it's a full face rolling project pan. So you sort of pick products, like a full face of products, and once you use up a product, you roll in a new one. So you're always sort of making progress. Now you can tweak it as much as you want. Traditionally also we had quarterly refreshes. So every 3 months you can refresh products. So if you don't like what you're using, you can swap it out for something that you think you will get use out of. And that could be just simply like the weather's changed and you need to use a different foundation, or the colors don't suit you anymore, or whatever it happens to be. You could swap things out. Now I know Hayley did say that she wants to change the way she's doing her year-long project pan, where instead of doing a year-long rolling project pan, she wants to do quarterly little mini project pans. So hers is going to be slightly different this year, but mine is going to be very similar to what I did last year and the year before, because for me, I find that it works really well. I make some really good progress, and because I get to roll things in, I'm always making progress on things. So even if there might be one thing like a lipstick that I'm really stuck on, at least I know that in that time I'm still using a lot of powders and foundations and brow products to sort of make up the progress. So mine is going to be sort of similar to last year's one, and the only difference is going to be that I don't have blushes, eyeshadows, or really highlighter, because I'm going to do a separate pan that palette where I include a highlighter palette, a blush palette, and 2 eyeshadow palettes. So that's what I'm excluding from this, but the rest of it is business as usual. If you did want to connect with other panners or watch other people's content if they're doing similar things to this, feel free to use the hashtags. So you can click on the hashtags, or if you do videos or if you share your progress on Instagram, you can definitely use the hashtag. The general one is hashtag Team Project Pan, but the one specifically for 2021 is hashtag Team Project Pan 2021. So there you go, makes sense. All right, I'm going to run through the products that are in order of when I would apply them. So let's start with primer. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I think it's like the original one. It is broad spectrum SPF 20, so I thought, look, it's a good time for it. We're currently in summer. I did sort of squeeze this down and I did mark it with nail polish. I could weigh this, but if you have watched my videos, you know that that's my like last resort in things. I can't be bothered weighing things. I much prefer to see the visual progress. So yeah, this is almost full. So that's what I'm going to be working on. The foundation I decided to choose, I'm just focusing on one. Last project, I think I had like 3 in at any one point in time, and it was quite overwhelming. The one that I have been wearing lately, and this is what I'm wearing today, I have been mixing it with the Essence Lightning makeup drops, because this is a little bit too dark for me, and that's exactly why I'm focusing on it. So this is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Full Coverage Foundation. This shade is light beige. I do have a lighter one that I bought after this because this one is a little bit too dark for me, and I can of course color correct it and tweak it and make it work, but I just thought, look, I don't need this. It's been here for about a year in my collection. I really like it. It's great for summer. It's quite long wearing, and it feels quite light. So it's a good one to wear. And also I can mark it easily because it's very, very fluid. So I did mark it just here, and I have been using this pretty fast. So I have some like hope that I can use this up in the next couple of months and then roll in another one. So I'm focusing on that. The only concealer I currently have open, I think besides this Shiseido one that I don't know where it is this Revlon one. So I thought I'll just throw it in because I don't have any other ones open. This is the Revlon Colorstay Concealer. This shade is light medium, and I'll have to weigh this one to get a reading of it. But the only reason I'm using it is because it's the only concealer I have open. Powder, I'm carrying this over from my last project pan. So last month when I did do my progress, I used about 4 grams of this. There's 35 grams in total. So this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I really enjoy it. I've probably used, I want to say, half the jar. So I don't know how much I had to start with when I introduced it in the project, but I reckon this will be at least a good like 3 or 4 months of use. So I'll, keep going with that. My bronzer is also a carry-on from last year. So last year I used this one. This is the Jouer light to medium bronzer duo, and this was Sunlight and this is Suntan. I focused on this one last year and I want to focus on this one this year. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. I don't have any blushes or highlighters. Like I said, they're going to be in the Pan That palette, so we're skipping over those. I do have an eyeshadow base. So this is my MAC Painterly paint pot. So this is the Pro Longwear paint pot in the shade Painterly. I have a dip in this, but I've had this for a while. I really like this product. I've used up a few of these in different shades in the past, but I sort of have been squirreling this away because I really like it. And at the time I was like, I'll use other things that are older, but now this has become old. So I thought I can focus on this year. I really enjoy using it. And I can probably try to, hit pan and then work around it so we can see some visual progress on this. But I have used a paint pot in the past. I think I've used a couple and they do take about a year. So I thought I'd introduce this right at the very start and see if I can use it up in 2021. Again, eyeshadows will be in the Pan That palette. Eyeliners, I actually have 2. So one is a carry-on from my last project. Again, this is my MAC Fluidline in the shade Past Twilight. I have used quite a lot of it, so I will show a close-up on the screen. But essentially, I want to try to use as much of this as possible. If I'm not making much progress by the quarterly refresh, I will take this out and throw it out because it's very, very old. And if I'm just not using it, there's no point. But last year, I did go from it being a dip to having hit pan and then working around the side. So I feel like I can use this up this year, even if I don't use it like every day. I have decided to focus on some of my pencil liners. This is my Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel Eye Crayon. It's in the shade Spice, and I decided to focus on this because these are very, very creamy. I do have about 4 of them, I think, and this is a nice sort of medium tone brown, so it's something I'd put in my waterline every day. But I know that the other Marc Jacobs liners, I have had them before and they've dried out and I've had to throw them out. So I thought before these get gross and funky and I can no longer use them, I may as well try to use as many up as possible. So I'm starting with a medium brown. I have a dark brown. I have like a grey blue. I think I have like a burgundy color. So we'll see how many I can use this year. This is going to be something I have to weigh as well because it's a non-retractable pencil. So I can't twist it all the way out and show you what it's up to. All right, I've been pretty ambitious with brow products this year. So I went from having like 3 foundations at a time in my last project to having 3 brow products at a time in this project. And there's sort of a few reasons behind that. Firstly, last year I used up quite a lot of brow products. I did do a recap at the end of my last Project Pan video. I broke down the categories of how many things I used up, and brow products I used up quite a lot, so I know I can do it. Also, I'm planning on getting my eyebrows tattooed in March. So I want to try to use up as many products I can before that happens. I'm sure after I get my brows tattooed, I will still use products occasionally, but I just don't want to have a graveyard of products that I could have used up, if that makes sense. So I'm focusing on 3. I find pencils really easy to get through, so I thought I'd use a combo that I really like. So this is the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. This is in the shade 3.5, which is what I'm wearing today. Now we'll see how much there is because I can actually wind this out and retract it. There's only that much left. So I will take a photo, but it's really not heaps. I could probably do that in a couple of months. Then what I like to do is take a darker micro pencil. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in 4.5. And I like to sort of go in and mimic hairs. So add a little bit more dimension. Now again, not much left in that, probably only a couple months of use. So I do use this quite sparingly because it is a darker shade, but I can hopefully get these done before I have my like tattoo brow session. So that's my plan. Now, I also wanted to add in this Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the medium brown Dipbrow gel. This is the mini size, so you can get a large size and a mini size. I got this a year ago and I was using it the other day just because I saw it and I thought, oh, I'll play with it. And I realized it's really starting to dry out. So I thought I'll try to get as much use out of this as possible before it completely dries out. I do think this is a product that when I get my brows tattooed, I can probably use this just to sort of add a little bit more sort of color to what I have going on. So this might be something that I can continue past the tattoo point, but we'll see. So I want to introduce that and see how I go with it. Mascara, this is the Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. I just had this in a drawer and I was like, look, I don't have many mascaras open. I may as well give it a crack. If I don't like it, I can always get rid of it at the quarterly check-in. But I have used it a few times. It does sort of, it's not very waterproof. Don't wear it to a pool. Just going to put it out there. But besides that, I don't mind it so far. So we'll see how I go with this. Historically, I really liked the Falsies mascara. I haven't used one in years and years and years. But when I sort of started this channel and sort of was really getting into makeup, I really liked the Falsies mascara range. So I wanted to give this a good shot. When it comes to lip products, I've only got 2 lip products. One is a pencil. One is like a lip treatment, lip balm gloss thing, whatever. And the reason for that is I am also doing a lip project. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I can tell you what it's about and you can give suggestions. I will film that sort of at the end of the month, so it's looking back at the month. Essentially what I've done is I've taken inventory of most of my lip products, whether they're lipsticks, stains, glosses, tints, whatever, and except for lip pencils. I haven't included lip pencils. And what I want to do is try to use as many of them as I can, like 1 per day for the whole year, and then sort of use that as a way to decide what products I want to keep in my collection. Because as it is, I have about between 450 and 500 lip products, which is way too excessive. I'd love to bring that down to more like 200 if possible. So I sort of want to use at least 20 products in a month and sort of take photos, take notes on how I liked it. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm wearing a Colourpop lippy stick. So I'm going to use the photos and the notes that I make, and at the end of the month, I'm going to reflect on the products I used and sort of declutter as I go. So every month I'm going to be like, which ones am I keeping? Which am I getting rid of? I will not be able to get through the whole 450 to 500 because there's not that many days in a year. And as it is, I'm on lipstick number 2 and it's like the 6th of January. If I can review 20 lip products a month, I'll be really happy with that. And if I can cull a lot of them, I'll be really happy too. So I didn't want to include any lipsticks in this project, and it might actually hinder my progress of my lip liner, because if I'm looking at how lip products perform on their own, whether or not I want to keep them, I probably won't pair them with a lip liner. But I thought, look, I'll put this in just in case. It's the Haus Laboratories lip liner in Rule. It's a quite a dark nude, so I thought, look, I don't really want this. I'm going to try it. If I don't use it, I'll take it out at the quarterly refresh. But otherwise, one product that I might be able to use sort of in the morning or before I go to bed is the Lanolips Lip Water. So it's a hydrating sort of lip fluid. I thought I'll just, try that. So I have marked that on the side. There is like a settle mark, which is good. So it's easy to sort of track progress, but hopefully this won't hinder my lip project that I'll be doing. I don't know if I talked about this. MAC Fix Plus, I'm carrying this over from my last project pan. So this is where it's at now. And I'm just gonna see how I use it throughout the next few months. Generally, I'm pretty good. I don't even think I used any of this today. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Let's use some now. I do love it. It is such a nice product and it smells delicious. I want this in a perfume. MAC, make it in a perfume. I'll buy it. It's amazing. But yeah, I reckon I'll take me a couple months to use this and then I'll roll in a new finishing spray. All right, the next things are skincare and fragrance. So last project pan, I included a little mini one of these DKNY fragrances. This one, that's the Fresh Blossom one. I love it so much. I did mark it. So that little, I marked it there. So it's nearly full. It's just a little 7 ml sort of travel size. But I love this scent. I'm happy to use it sort of every single day. Really, really beautiful. So we'll track the progress on that. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. When it comes to skincare, there is a range that I want to get rid of. Now, I did talk about this in a recent favorites and fails. Sorry if you can hear a baby making noise. When it comes to skincare, there is a range that I bought last year and I don't like, so I want to get rid of it. So it is this range here from, I think it's Kotia. It's a New Zealand brand, and annoyingly, I actually bought all of these because I tried the Hydrating Day Cream in a sample and I was like, it's a really beautiful day cream. It's nice and thick. It's got SPF 15 and blah, blah, blah. But when I got it, these are so heavily fragranced that I find them a little bit not unusable. I can use them, but I don't find them enjoyable. And I feel like the reason they put so much fragrance in there is because the raw ingredients are quite strong smelling. So I feel like they were like, let's just cover it with a lot of fragrance. Problem is the fragrance isn't very nice. It smells like really cheap shampoo. And the second problem is that it lingers all day. So it is not pleasant, so I want to use up what I have. So I've got 4 items. I've got the exfoliating cleansing milk. I'm up to here, so right up to the top. I've only used this a few times, so I've got a lot to go. I'm going to use this on my body as well because I don't enjoy it. So I'm going to just use it as much as possible in the shower to get rid of it. I do have the day cream, like I mentioned. I've been using this the last couple of weeks, trying to use up as much as possible. I won't weigh this. I'll just show like, look, I'll take photos and it's just, you know, yeah, it is what it is. You'll see me using up a tub of moisturizer. Very exciting. I also have the regenerating night cream, same kind of thing. I'll just sort of take a progress photo. Right now it's sort of down to that. Maybe I'll mark them on the side, so because it's white on white, sort of hard to see in this setting, but it is sort of down to the bottom of this white part, and same as the other one. I also have a hand cream. I have used this a lot more than the other products. I've mainly tried to use it on my hands and sort of on my feet as well, and I will probably continue to do that. But if I squeeze it down, it's sort of up to here. So I'll keep progress on that. But I really want to use those up because I do not enjoy them. I want them out of my collection. I regret buying them. And the sooner I use them up, the happier I'll be. Now, the last thing I do want to use up, again, this was a mistake purchase. It is a foot cream, and it's a big foot cream. It's by Jouer. It's the Eulactyl Heel Balm Gold. It's a 200 gram one. Again, I sort of squeezed it down and it's up to here, so I still have quite a lot to go. And the story behind this is I found a foot cream. It was like a gel that was really, really lovely, really nice, smooth out your feet, but also didn't leave them greasy and heavy and gross. Went to repurchase it. This was on the same shelf, same sort of packaging colors. Bought this instead. It's one of those really tacky balms that just make your feet feel suffocated. Sure, you might get visible results in 3 days, but I don't like the feel of it. So I thought I want this gone as well. This is just a matter of products that I bought and don't like, so I want them gone. And that's what I'm doing. All right, so those are all the products that I will be focusing on in this year's hashtag Team Project Pan 2021. It is mainly a full face with skincare and body care. I did avoid hair care this year because last year I noticed that the only products I used up in hair care was pretty much dry shampoo. So it's kind of a bit boring and very repetitive. Again, there are some areas in this that will be, that are missing because they're going to be covered in my Pan That palette and also my lip project. If you have a good name suggestion for the lip project, knowing now what it is, leave them in the comments down below because I have no idea what to call it. I have no idea. Project 500 lip product? I don't know. You let me know. I'm not very creative. So I'm looking forward to doing that though because it's a long time coming. It's a long time coming. So if you're starting a project pan for the first time, good luck. I do have a video that I'll link in the description box that I did about a year ago, giving my tips on how to start a project pan because it's all about sort of figuring out how it works well in your lifestyle. So if you are starting, then I would recommend checking that out and good luck with it. If you have done project pans before and you just want to continue doing it, again, best of luck. Hopefully you use up some products this year. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one for my, what is it called? Pan That Palette. Pan That Palette. I'll see you then. Bye.